Hey guys, it's Nemo, and today we're just going to be making a quick video. It might not be quick, we'll see how long it goes for. But it's just a video on using your cruiser, firing armor piercing and high explosive, and getting the most out of your shells, so damage potential. Now, I'm using the Des Moines. We're going to do tier 10, and the reason we're doing tier 10 is because at the moment the clan wars are on. But the principles for firing into enemy cruisers and battleships are exactly the same in whatever tier. The only thing that would be different, that will change, will be the fact that this is a heavy cruiser, the Des Moines, and has 8-inch shells compared to the light cruisers which have the 6-inch shells. So that's really going to be the only difference. Another slight difference might be for all the other general cruisers is that the Des Moines gets the super heavy armor piercing shells, so does all the American heavy cruisers, same with Montana and the American battleships. So their armor piercing shells, they weigh more than the armor piercing shells of other nations. They're still floaty, because that seems to be an American thing, but at long range, mid to long ranges, they do penetrate very hard. And so same with close ranges. There are going to be some close range shots in this. I'm going to point out bits and pieces where you should aim to get the maximum effect out of your ship, out of the gun. So while we're sailing around to find our first victim, the Des Moines is an island hugging cruiser, as you know. And if those of you who don't know, she is. So that gap there, this is Solomon Islands. You'll never play a Des Moines on Solomon Islands unless you're playing a training battle like I am, because it's a low tier 3, 4 and 5 map. You'd park up behind your island and you'd be bow on. Now, someone tried to tell me that the Des Moines has 32mm of bow armor. That's not correct. The Des Moines has 27mm of bow armor, which is a big difference to 32mm. 32mm of bow armor would mean that I can tank a lot of battleships, but I can't, because I only have 27mm of bow armor. So you're only going to get most of your heavy cruisers, or even your light cruisers, you're only really going to be firing off your forward turrets. And that's because you sit next to an island to protect your broadside, and then you fire over the tiny little bits of island that you're in front of. So our first victim is going to be the Kurfürst. Now, this is important for tier 10 cruiser drivers. The Kurfürst, let's just say she can't be citadel. If she can, I've never seen it happen. She has turtleback armor, which means that her citadel has an angled armor as well, on top of its normal armor. I'll just turn those secondaries off. We don't want to go burning ships we're not having a go at. So at the moment, what we're going to do is, when you come up to, when an enemy battleship is in range, or enemy ship, you'd be aiming in, and the best damage you can do, so let's take the Kurfürst for example. There's just there where my reticle is, just a little bit above there. That area there is the top of the armor belt. This is the citadel armor belt down here, and it runs along the turrets. Up here, this tiny bit here is I'll just zoom out a little bit, is a thinner armor belt. So when you fire at that with your armor piercing, you get around 5,000. Now, I'd be firing at the bow and soak the bow. Now, at the moment it's only 3,000 hits in there, 8,000. See those sorts of shots, and then once you pass the bow, you can hit the stern for no result there, because it's at an angle. So if I was closer and it's probably not going to work. I do this all the time when I play the Des Moines. I've taken on battleships and taken lots of health off them, but because I'm showing you how to do it in a video, yeah, it's not going to do it right, is it? It's always the way. So again, through the bow, lots of shots, good numbers, and then you can see now how the bow's gone black. It means that it's lost all its health pool in the bow. Okay, each section has different health pools, and then there's the overall all health pool. They actually don't know how it works in the wargaming, and it's pretty good. It's handy. I recommend watching it. It's quite handy. So if these are the weak spots you fire at for the Kurfürst or any battleship, fire it just above the armor belt, as you can see, and then the aft, so the stern. There is a special ship though, and that is the Yamato. The Yamato from the front has an angled armor under the second turret that doesn't cover the turret properly, and it's a good spot for battleships to pen. It's just in there, and battleships can actually penetrate through that angle right there and get citadels on the Yamato. So again, through the bow, always make sure you're firing through the bow or just above the armor belt for your maximum effective damage. Okay, and then you all know how to fire high explosive, so you'd be firing high explosive. Okay, so that's what you do when you're facing battleships. Because your shells aren't big enough, the caliber's not big enough to penetrate the citadel armor of battleships. You need to fire in positions where they're a bit weaker. On the other hand, cruisers, so we swap the cruisers, your heavy armor piercing shells are enough to citadel multiple times. So cruisers are just the same, and it's the same with any tier. No, don't worry just about this tier 10. I know it's a tier 10 video, but just above that waterline with lots of ships, you will do citadel damage. Okay, so battleships, bow and stern, and then through just above the armor plate of the citadel. Now the other thing you can do with battleships is try and fire through the superstructure for damage. Most of the time, if you're going to be playing a cruiser, especially an island hugging cruiser, or even if you're playing open water cruisers, you're going to be burning battleships. You're going to be kiting away and you're going to be burning them. You're not even going to bother trying to punch through the superstructure. If they're too close, you're just going to burn them. Okay, so, and the Minotaur's just weak as. It's lovely how weak the Minotaur is. 5 citadels, 1 volley, you know, so this is the same principle. So this is just my tier 10 version because it's Clan Wars at the moment, but use this principle in all the cruisers that you play. Even battleships, to maximize the effect of your shots. So aim a bit for, these are sitting stationary, so you're going to be aiming more out here to hit the bow of the Moskva, for example. You know, you want to hit him here in the bow and in the waterline, well, not as much the waterline. Overpens there because I'm too close. Okay, so it's just a quick video on getting the maximum effect out of your shells, especially your armor piercing, for clan wars, for random battles, for whatever battle you're playing. So I hope you guys find this useful, and I'll catch you next time.